I'm a soldier. I choose of my own free will, the will to resist that eventuality. Char Aznable. Who is he? Some would say an origin point, others might say the greatest, and some might say one of Gundam's most notable villains. What makes him so great, and why does he continue to exist in the history of each Gundam timeline? Char is not only the original pilot to rival a Gundam, but he is the one who would come up with the archetype of having various clones in each Gundam series. But what made him great wasn't just his piloting skills, but his ability to lead. That was his deadliest skill. The fact that he was a leader and could lead the Federation. And it's a skill that all of his clones would share. But this brings us to the main topic of this video, Zechs Merquise. Zechs is perhaps the most notable of all the Char clones, and it's probably the one a lot of you grew up with outside of the one from Gundam Seed. I'd even go as far to say that not only is he one of the most notable Zechs clones, but he's also probably the best. Don't get me wrong, I like McGillis Farid, I like Mr. Bushido from Double O, and I have a few other fan favorites that I like too, but Zechs really takes the cake. Now, he had a lot of Char skills, from having two faces to being able to lead his own kingdom, but let's get into his background and his abilities. And before we get into it, if for some reason you've never seen Gundam Wing, spoiler alert ahead. Zechs, or Millardo Peacecraft, is a man of two identities. He's a soldier on the battlefield known as the Lightning Count, or Zechs, where him and his comrades, also named after German numbers, like Treize, Neun, Un, fight together. In this part of his identity, he's a loyal soldier. Above all, he will fight to carry out orders and the mission, regardless of how he feels or thinks. We see this countless times. He does this from when he tries out Epion to when he fights for Oz. And when he's trying out Epion, they make it very clear that this is the way that Treize would like him to fight, but not the way that he would like to fight. In both scenarios, he was living through the lens of Treize as an Oz soldier and while flying the Epion. But once the mask breaks, he becomes Millardo Peacecraft. Millardo would prefer to fight the Tall Geese over the Epion. Millardo would protect his sister Relina's vision, as they are both descended from the now destroyed Sanct Kingdom, which advocates for peace. Millardo would go to war, not only just to fight that war, but to end war. And Millardo Peacecraft would fight for what he thinks is the right thing to do, and not just what Treize thinks is the correct thing to do. Now let's get into some of his abilities, which he has a lot of because he has a strong likeness to Char. First are his piloting skills. These are way beyond the average pilot. This allows him to not only control the Tall Geese, but also the Epion and the Wing Zero, which most are shown to not be able to pilot the Epion or the Wing Zero. He's not even driven completely to insanity like most people who try to pilot them are. And he also has extremely strategic thinking, showing that amongst a war between Earth and space, he can stand on his own 2 feet. He does this by making strategies equal to Treize, but battling equal to Hero. And he's also a great leader, capable of being able to lead the Sanct Kingdom as Millardo Peacecraft, while also being able to engage in war as Zechs Merquise. He's a man of two identities, which comes straight out of the Char handbook. Besides from these amazing skills, Zechs also shows an unwavering determination and the capabilities to not only lead an empire, but defend it as well. In conclusion, there are many Char clones, but not many have managed to create their own lane while staying loyal to what Char was. I'm a fan of Full Frontal, McGillis, Grandmaker, and Harry. Zechs, however, I find will always be one of my favorites. Perhaps it's his journey, perhaps it's his conflict, or maybe even it's his Gundam. However, all of these things considered make him my personal favorite Char clone. If you like Gundam, let me know in the comments who's your favorite Char clone, and remember to subscribe. Until next time, peace.